Drag shoots, scores! Will it be Don Mills flying on over to Cancun, or will they stay alive and stay on the ice? I'm Sammy Rosovsky. That is Simon Hendricks, and it is the North York Rangers with a 2-0 series lead in this quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah, like you said, the Don Mills Flyers are looking to stay on the ice rink and off of the golf course just for one more day. And I think if they put in the right effort in this game, they'll be able to do just that.
But it's been the Rangers ultimately putting up the better effort in both those games, and it's come from one of your players to watch.
Yeah, totally. Jackson Kiemelin is someone that you need to watch for this Rangers team. He is just an incredibly gifted defenseman. He excels at both ends of the ice. Not only is he able to limit offensive chances, but he's also to produce some of his own that really helps his forward group get the offense going and get into a good momentum. Now for the Flyers, though, I have Matthew Roeder, who's really impressed me with his heart, his hustle, and his skill. I mean, he is maybe I would say average size, maybe a little bit below average in terms of his size and his height, but that should not stop him from having a big impact on this game and the series through his style of play and just the amount of heart and hustle that he has.
That's right. And well, the time is now for that hustle and that heart to really be on full display. Now, the Rangers, they don't want it to be on full display. They want to stifle the Flyers as much as possible. They want to book their ticket to the semifinals. They will face off against the Toronto Marlboros.
Yeah, and I think one way they're going to be able to do that is to just keep up the style of play. I think that they have all the momentum going to this game, especially that now that we saw that Game 2 comeback from behind. This is their game to lose, right? I think they're going to be the ones that are able to dictate how this game is played. And if they're able to do that and, just be Sigmas, just be that level of confidence, be that level of play that you hold the bar to, I think they'll be able to win this series if they do that.
Well, we'll see if they'll be saying bye-bye to the Don Mills Flyers. But the Don Mills Flyers, they don't want to say bye-bye. They want to keep their season going. How can they do that?
Well, they did have a very impressive start in that Game 2, so just keep it up. Be like a volleyball, except this time just don't drop the ball. I think what they're also going to try and have to do is be more aggressive, especially in the corners. Maybe a Tyler Challenger in the corner. Challenger in the corner.
Very good from Simon Hendricks.
You got that? Yeah, okay, cool. And then, it's now or never, like we were saying. This is the time to put up or shut up and trying to get to that fourth game or that fourth night.
See if they can get that victory royale in Game 3. But let's not waste any more of your time with these puns. Apologies, Simon. I thought they were pretty funny. But
They were pretty funny,
but let's get down to the ice. Will the Flyers stave off elimination, or will it be the last game of their season? Welcome back to the Six Hockey, and welcome to Westwood Arena. I'm Sammy Brzozowski, joined alongside Blake Boy Scout Hanlon for this Game 3 between the North York Rangers and the Don Mills Flyers in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, Sammy, never back down, never what?
Never give up.
And that's what the Flyers got to bring to the table today. Hey, you're down 2-0, facing elimination, but never, ever give up. You are not out of the series. You had a good game last game, even though the Rangers came back and won it. You have life. You have a good goaltender. You showed some excellent play last game. Let's bring it for all three periods. Let's have a full team effort. Let's see if they can get one out of the Rangers in this one.
And Blake mentioned the good goaltending of Marcus Cruz D'Annunzio for the Flyers. And for the Rangers, hoping to replicate that will be Brady Noling. He got the start in Game 1. He had a shutout in that game. Didn't play Game 2, but the Rangers still came out with the win, so they're likely just going back and forth. That's a pass back in front. Doesn't get onto the stick in time as Cunha tries to rip one. Centering pass there was also no good, but the Flyers showing signs of that early life they had in Game 2. A shot on to Cruz D'Annunzio's net is sent just wide, and a big hit in the corner by Warren sends some Flyers heading to the corner. They go for a line change as they send it down the length of the ice. It'll come all the way back into their own zone.
Yeah, goaltending has been a big part of this series. Like you said, Cruz D'Annunzio has been solid for the Flyers, and now the Rangers are in a nice position. They had their starter of Game 1 back in the game now, had a great shutout performance, and now they're probably feeling comfortable. Like, hey, we have a guy who got a shutout earlier against this team. Maybe a fear factor of his tall height comes into play, but the Rangers are feeling good, but I think the Flyers are feeling equally as good of their goaltending coming into this game.
And feeling good so far this series has been none other than Tyler Challenger. He has 3 goals in 2 games. There's a little bit of a collision there. Everyone looks to be A-okay. Tyler Challenger, can you speak to how dominant he's been and how much of a factor he's been for this North York Rangers squad?
He's risen to the occasion. I think that's the best way you could describe it. He's an all-star level player in this league before this postseason even started, and he's taken it up a level. Some guys, when the lights get too bright, they kind of crumble and they don't really perform to their expectations. But for him, he gets even brighter than the lights. He starts shining even more. He is a guy to watch out on the ice, and he has been a key reason why the Rangers are up 2-0 in this series.
And he'll hope to continue his successful efforts trying to execute the sweep, as they call it, win this 3rd game, win 3-0 in the series, and move on to the semifinals. Of course, he's not the only factor of the Rangers. What has made them so good and so powerful in this 2-game series so far?
I think it's been their depth. Every time they have a line out there on the ice, they're always going to compete with the Don Mills Flyers. You could argue that the Rangers' last line on offense or on defense as well is just as good as the Flyers' top line. They have 3 first lines. They are stacked top to bottom. So I think the depth has really come into play here for the Rangers. You've seen, obviously, Challenger, but the other goals have been scored from a variety of lines, and you've had a lot of guys get involved in the offensive scheme in this game.
That's right, and we'll see if they can continue that. The Flyers, however, have a couple howitzers of their own. It was Nievin who looked strong in Game 2. Nolan Long and Michael Cunha, of course, scoring the tying goal as a puck is sent over in front, but doesn't get the shot off. William Garrett, that's Jacob Bolche, unable to get the piece of it in front. Bolche keeps it in momentarily, although as Nievin gets a piece of it. Lombardi and Nievin battling in the corner. It's sent over to Decaro. Decaro, nice move at the red line to just get it in and go for the change.
Oh, Decaro, nice move there he got on the backhand.
That's right, as Nolan Long sends it back over to Sullivan. Sullivan taking it in by himself now. Sullivan taking across the blue. He gets that shot on net, and it pops out near Nolan. But getting a piece of it is number 14, William Garrett. The Rangers starting the rush now. Kiemelman throwing it over to Warren. Warren crashing towards the net. Warren breaks onto Cruz D'Annunzio, knocking him down, making him fall over, not putting it in the net, and a little bit of pushing and shoving. We'll see if any calls come to fruition here. I think that was just a hockey play, Blake.
Yeah, you're just playing the puck. You're playing to score there, crashing the net. Hard and strong, trying to get that goal up and tight, but obviously crashing and Cruz D'Annunzio, they're knocking the net off. Obviously, you don't want to see your goaltender go down. Some good sportsmanship by the Flyers. They're not to go crazy on him knowing it's a hockey play, but hey, a little shove to say, hey, don't run into our goaltender, even though it wasn't obviously on purpose.
Yeah, expected from the defense, but it will be a face-off inside the zone, which I probably wouldn't have figured as it was Warren who initiated the contact, but again, no purpose there. As it'll be him taking the face-off, he'll win that one back. Smith's shot is deflected away by Cruz D'Annunzio. It's kept in by the Rangers, kept in by Ashtrock. As in the corner now are the Rangers. A battle going on between Carter Spielzik and Cameron Warren as they are shoving each other in front. It's Kiemelman going down now. A shot there is saved by Cruz D'Annunzio, and some battling in front. After 2 games, these teams don't seem to have the admiration for each other that they may have earlier in this year.
Oh, absolutely not. It's like I said in the first broadcast of this series, once the playoffs start, you hate your opponent. You hate them. They are your enemy. You have no reason to give them any sort of leeway. You want to win. The goal is to win the game. And if you can do it any way possible, get under their skin, just wear them down in the body a little bit, you'll do anything to win the game. And that's what both these teams are trying to do to their opponents.
As it'll be Challenger taking the faceoff for the Rangers. He's looked solid on the dot all series long. As a shot from Simon just goes wide, just to the left of Cruz D'Annunzio. As Nievin tries to take it in, he sends that one across. A battle for it now. Nievin with it. Out of the circle, turning around, doesn't get the shot off. Deciding to go back with it was Sam Gilday. They regroup and dump it back into the zone. It goes onto the net of Noling. The Rangers now starting the rush in their own zone. Trying to get it out are the Rangers. They do momentarily. With it now is Nowakowski. Nowakowski on the sideboards. A chance now for the Flyers to get something started in the offensive zone. It's Challenger with it behind the net. Challenger, he has Ashcroft up high. Challenger circles it back and throws it over to Hotleys instead. Hotleys being battled behind the net. A centering pass to nobody gets through. Nievin tries to get it out of the zone. He does. It's Cowan with it. Cowan going to just dump it in, go for the change. The Flyers men are tired. They'll go for a full line change, a bit of a commotion and a traffic jam near the benches. But all is well is now a chance for the Rangers. A 2-on-1 forming. A cross pass to Lombardi. He doesn't get the shot on net. It goes behind. A centering pass now, but it just meets the stick of Lincoln Edwards. Edwards has seen a lot of ice time throughout this series. The U15 call-up has looked solid all playoffs long. As coming up now is Ashcroft. Ashcroft dumps that in. Balchi will be there to receive it. Now with it is Barfoot. Barfoot and Balchi are in the sideboards. Murata with it. Murata gets it out of his own zone. Ashcroft, he backhands that one, but to no avail. The Don Mills Flyers will look to get the breakout started. As long as Murata can get that across, he does. Edwards couldn't see Murata, and now a bad line change. A 3-on-2 here for the Rangers. Ashcroft with it. He has Lombardi in front. Doesn't get that pass. Centering pass over to Lombardi, but a shove in front, and it looks like there will be a penalty called. We'll see what it is. It'll be a cross check, and it'll be assessed to number 13, Teo Spadancini.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be him going off on that one. You can't do that out in front, especially right in front of the referee. It's going to be an easy call for them to make. The Rangers have their first power play of the game.
And a great opportunity for the Rangers to dominate the pace of play, much like they did in a lot of that game too, but basically all 45 minutes of game one as Ashcroft Kogan sends it over to Smith. A pass across now, centering over to Tyler Challenger, but he can't get that one in the back of the net. Nice chance, but Cruz D'Annunzio stands tall. Challenger with it. He drops it over to Smith. Smith back to Challenger. Challenger goes for the centering pass to Hotleys, but Hotleys can't get the shot off in time. Cohen Eshkok Kogan will regroup. Bringing it in now are the Rangers. Tyler Challenger just misses that pass. Can Brady Smith keep it in? He does. Smith throws it over in front to Hotleys. Rebound! Cruz D'Annunzio makes the stop. Pops out back to Warren. Bonomo with the firing shot. He misses just wide. Brady Smith throws it over to Warren. Warren has Hotleys. Hotleys circling around, but he doesn't get the shot off. 2 times that Charlie Hotleys couldn't get the shot off in time in this power play. A minute to go left in the PK for Don Mills. The Rangers going for a change, getting part of their second unit out there. You see Trottier is mirroring Brady Smith. The Rangers like to go for the long stream passes. They didn't have an option there, and Decaro dumps it back into the zone. Cohen Eshkok Kogan and Tyler Challenger still out there for the Rangers. As bringing it in now are the Rangers and Jalen Lobo. Lobo taking it wide. Lobo breaking towards the net. He loses it. Good D by Trottier to get the puck off his stick. He kicks it across. The Flyers attempt to get it out, but that's blocked in traffic. Bringing it around now are the Rangers. Ashcroft at the blue line. Ashcroft circling. Gets around Decaro. Ashcroft looking for his options. He gets it to Garrett. Garrett over to Lobo. Back across to Ashcroft. Ashcroft can't get a handle of it. He throws it over to Garrett. Lobo's shot is tipped away by Cruz D'Annunzio. Ashcroft looking for the rebound. Penalty about to end just 10 seconds ago. A battle on the sideboards, and that will likely do it for this penalty kill. The Don Mills Flyers remaining strong.
Yeah, a great penalty kill. They definitely had their work cut out from the start. The Rangers got a lot of good chances at the start of that power play, but that penalty kill, man, towards the end there, after that first minute mark, they killed it. Good job right there.
Yeah, now a chance for them. A 2-on-2 forming here. Behind the net now with it is Gueli. Gueli. He's being battled by Barfoot and Smith behind the net. It comes around to the sideboards, and the Rangers are coming back the other way. A 3-on-3. It's dumped into the zone for Smith. Smith with it. He has Barfoot down low. Barfoot behind the net. He circles around. He's looking for Hotleys. Can't get in front to him, and the Flyers start the breakout. They'll just dump that in. They'll go for a change.
Yeah, the Rangers really got shut down there on the Don Mills Flyers penalty kill. It's really unlike them and uncharacteristic. They normally generate a lot more chances throughout the entire 2 minutes. But, hey, maybe this is the Flyers game.
The Flyers maybe know what the Rangers have in store, used to their cycle and their strategy. Of course, why would the Rangers change much as they've won these 2 games with confidence? The pass over to Hotleys is just wide, but Smith has it. Goes back to Hotleys. Bonimo with it. Bonimo shot! That's stopped by Cruz Annunzio, but it's dripping off in traffic. But Cunha gets a piece of it. Bringing it across now is Decaro. Decaro behind the net. Pardon me, that's Trottier. Cunha trying to get a piece of it. He cannot, and there will be a whistle. It'll be a holding call on Luca Bonimo behind the net with Cunha and Trottier. So now a chance for the Flyers. You wonder if they'll keep Cunha and Trottier out there for the power play, because we've seen that's been their first unit all throughout their series, but they were both just on.
I hope they do. They better, because this is a power play they cannot miss on. This is something that could change the game, set the tone. It's been physical so far out, but now it might be a little bit relying on skill a little bit more.
And Long can't win that face-off, so the Rangers will get a chance to get it out. Behind the net with it now. Sullivan. Long shot. That one just misses the net. Pardon me, that was Cunha with the shot. Now with it is Murata. He gets that one back to Long. Sullivan shot. Rebound in front. Scores! Lincoln Edwards picks up the first goal of the game, his first goal of the series, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
Young gun really stepped up there. That is the first goal of the game for the Flyers. That's how you set the tone. That says, hey, we've shown you physically that we're able to play in this one, but now we're going to get a goal by you. We have the lead. The first lead pass, Brady Noling as well. We're ready to play. This series isn't over. We're back in this.
A power play goal to get the scoring opened. The Flyers score the first goal of the game last game as well, but of course we all know how that went, as Lombardi has a chance now. Lombardi 3-on-1, toe drag. It comes over to Lombardi. He can't get it in front to Lobo. Lombardi throws it on the net. A centering pass now for Warren. Warren puts it in. It's 1-1. No! It's waved off. The net came off its pegs, and the Cameron Warren goal will not count.
Wow, that is ridiculous. Warren is furious, trying to get an explanation on that one. Obviously, the net did get dislodged, but you got to think, is it really, is that a part of the game? Do we need that? That might have been a goal no matter what there, even if the net doesn't get lodged off. That's a break for any goaltender they'll take, but that's heartbreaking for the Rangers. That can be a difference maker as we go later on. You never know what happens here in Westwood Arena.
That's right. And Blake, this is not the first time the net has been dislodged, leading to a disallowed North York Rangers goal. In Game 1, it was Tyler Challenger looking for the hat-trick. It would have made it 7-0 in that game, and it was almost the exact same play. It was a pass across, or a puck across. He put it down to the short side, but same result.
Well, at least
no goal.
Yeah, at least they'll have the face-off in Flyer zone. I guess that's one silver lining out of that, but I feel bad for Warren. He ripped that one by Cruz Annunzio.
And it would have been a apt response to the Flyers' goals. The shot there from Ashcroft just goes over the net. It's ripped around by Eshkok-Kogan, but no Rangers player is really there to receive the pass. It's sent down the length of the ice, and it will be called for an icing. Another face-off inside the zone. The Rangers will get some new men out there, fresh legs, to try to get the offensive cycle beginning.
Yeah, looks like Smith's back out there. He has been clutch in this series as well. He might be the one that gets the equalizer for the Rangers in this one. But, yeah, the Rangers, I mean, that kind of, those things when they happen, sure, you got a goal, and that should have maybe been counted. Obviously, the hockey gods weren't on their side on that, but that kind of actually sucks the soul out of you, even though you had a potential goal there, because you're like, luck's not going our way. You had a highest high, and then you get it taken away, and it becomes a low.
As luck nearly goes the Rangers' way, but Cruz D'Annunzio keeps that out. It was Kiemelman looking for the rebound, but Chris Coeli and Co. say, get out the crease.
Yeah, they also say no. They say no on that. Good job there. I mean, keeping them out of Cruz D'Annunzio's way. They had an opportunity to get the equalizer, so now the Flyers may be playing a little bit more cautious on that. Hey, we got a goal, but they came back firing right away, so they got to be careful in front of Cruz D'Annunzio, as he's been solid in this entire series.
Perhaps a wake-up call for the Flyers after scoring that early knock. They know the Rangers can turn it around really quick. It would not be the first time they've come back in this series. The Flyers still got to feel good about getting the goal past Noling. It was 45 plus minutes of gameplay that they were unable to do so. So finally, putting one past him must have felt good as the Rangers have it down low. Barfoot, he gets that one across, but the pass doesn't get all the way through. Lombardi, in an effort to keep it in, pokes it out. A shot there from Murata is sent just wide. And that will be a face-off outside the zone. Spoke too soon. Inside the zone, looks like it did get a piece of Brady Noling. Some miscommunication there. But it'll be a face-off for the Flyers. They'll look to continue what they were getting going earlier in this period and on that power play. The pass across is no good. A 3-on-2 now for the North York Rangers. An errant pass, but Brady Smith gets it up. A 2-on-1 starting. Unable to get it through was DiBiase. And it's sent out of the zone. The Rangers will break back the other way. Not before taking it in their own zone and regrouping. It goes down the length of the boards. It's sent around by number 19, Jacob Bolchi. A shot on net there, and it goes just wide. Brady Smith unable to get that one across. He likes to hang out in that corner and let him fly, doesn't he?
Flyers got to be watching out for Smith there. He was wide open in front there. Luckily, he didn't get all of his stick on that one, but that could have been very painful in that chance there at the top of the circle. They got to keep an eye out, just play a little bit deeper for him as he gets another one.
As it's the stacked pad save, Cruz D'Annunzio, we know he has some flash to his game, but he gets across there to stop the one-timer over to Brady Smith. Like you said, Blake, in the exact same spot, left uncovered. He's a dangerous commodity to leave down low like that.
Yeah, an old-fashioned stack the pads right there. That is old-fashioned hockey right there, and I love it for that type of goaltending. It makes me throw back to the Martin Brodeur days. You don't see it that often anymore with the butterfly style. But, yeah, that looks like there will be a penalty on that. That was a crushing hit alongside the boards there.
There was, but it looks like it won't be for the hit that was assessed by Burley. It will be for the slash from Jalen Lobo earlier in the play, trying to get the puck off. He had a couple stick lifts, but it was the one on the downward angle that the refs were calling. So now a chance for the Flyers to extend their lead to 2, get a more comfortable spot.
Yeah, and we haven't had our heads turned to the other side of the ice for Brady Noling's area for a while. So now it's the Flyers' turn to get another one on their ledger here. We need to get 2 goals going into a period if you want to have that insurance marker, especially against a team like the Rangers. Hey, they're up 2-0 in the series. Let's see the Flyers get something. Maybe I'm going to call on Cunha to get up 2-0 in this one.
As Murata takes it wide, he circles it back. Passing back to the point. Sullivan, one-timer. He breaks his stick, and he'll have to play with his broken stick. He's got to drop that one as it's illegal to play with the broken stick, and the hand is already up. Perhaps a different rule for Charlie Sullivan, but you cannot play with a broken stick in this league. It'll be a 4-on-4.
You just got to know the rules. That is something that cannot happen out there on the ice, especially in a playoff game. You got to educate your player. I don't know if that's on coaching. I don't know if that's on him right there. Maybe Sullivan did know the rule, but he just elected to forget about it there for a second. But right away when you shoot it, you got to drop it. You don't got to throw it. Just drop it and skate backwards. Because then you're also looking to the bench being like, hey, pass me one of your guys' sticks. Let me defend it here. He had time to do that, but he decided to play it with a broken stick, which is, first of all, not very smart if that wasn't a rule, but also it is a rule. You can't do that. And now they lose their power play opportunity as we'll have some 4-on-4 open ice.
Yeah, missed opportunity, certainly. And 4-on-4 super exciting with these teams as all guys are very quick and do let the puck fly. As Ashcroft Hogan sends that around the board, Challenger receives it. Challenger, he had Ashcroft off high and Balchi down low. Challenger breaking towards the net on the backhand, but Cruz D'Annunzio covers that one up. The thing with the Rangers is they have so much depth that they have a couple 4-on-4 units that could be very effective.
And you can start kind of like stockpiling your power play 1 and power play 2 lines up a little bit because they do balance it out. They want to rely on their depth with what I was saying earlier in the games, one of the key reasons of why they're so good. They like to spread out their wealth a little bit, but once you're on 4-on-4, you can't let that open ice go to waste, so they really stack up those lines.
As this stacked line gets the puck once again, Ashcroft throwing it in front to Balchi. That rings off the side of the net, and sending it around was Owen Spielzek. Ashcroft Kogan spinning around. He had Ashcroft, but he elected to hold on to it. Throwing it down low for Tyler Challenger. Off the ref's leg, Challenger has it down low. trying to get a piece of it. Eshkog Kogan keeps it in, and Owen Spielzik will finally dump it out. A 2-on-1 now here for the Flyers forming. Getting back is number 19, Jacob Balchi, and the pass across hit off the pad of Noling and went out of play.
Yeah, just a shot there off the rush. He didn't really have an opportunity to get it to his teammate coming from the left-hand side, especially with the Rangers. They back-checked very well there, had 3 men back, so you kind of just had to waste that opportunity on that one. A good back-check from the Rangers put pressure on the Flyers' forecheck.
Blake, do you think the idea was just to get a rebound play, perhaps? And
yeah, but also maybe just get the puck on net. I mean, anything can happen. Sometimes goalies gaff up a little bit. Maybe the puck takes trickling around, and you're able to chase your initial shot and then get guys coming in after that.
Trottier sends that one across. Nolan kicking that one into the court. Spadancini gets that one around. A shot looks like it deflected off a stick and went into the top netting. So it'll be a face-off inside the zone of Nolan with just under 2 minutes left to go in this first frame. Under 10 seconds to go in the Rangers penalty. So they'll have a power play for just about 30 seconds. A face-off inside now underway. It is won by the Flyers. The shot doesn't get through. A chance here now for the Rangers to get something started. Bringing it in was Eshkog Kogan. Had not a lot of help as he tried to split the D. Eshkog Kogan putting pressure on Trottier. Trottier circles back behind his own net. Now on the PK are the Don Mills Flyers. Trottier sends that one down the length of the ice, but it can't be icing because there is a penalty. William Garrett sends that one across. Pass now goes back for Tyler Challenger. Tyler Challenger bringing it into the zone. Challenger being challenged by Owen Spielzik. Eshkog Kogan at the point. Throws it over to Garrett. Garrett in front to Smith, and Smith's shot is once again saved. Smith, he must be wearing an invisibility cloak out there.
Yeah, you got to pay attention to him. Of course, give credit to Cruz D'Annunzio for reading that pretty well and getting over to his post, but it's only a matter of time where he doesn't see him in his peripherals, and Smith rips that one home. You got to have an eye out there for Brady Smith. His shot is deadly, especially from that angle. As
Warren wins it back to Bonomo. Bonomo's shot is tipped by Challenger as the Flyers are now back at even strength. It's taken into the zone by the Flyers. Decaro with it. Decaro was battling behind the net, but the Rangers got it. Losing his stick was a Flyers defender. Noling looked to bat that out of the hands. With it now is Decaro. Decaro sends that one down the length of the ice, but it will be offside. And now some pushing and shoving between the Rangers players. I don't think the Rangers took too kindly to the play, sending it down the ice. It looks like there might be a penalty assessed here.
Yeah, definitely taking exception to those that pass play that we happened here, especially after the whistle. You don't want to see that happening when a play is called dead.
Yeah, it looks like once again it'll be Teo Spadaccini going for the unsportsmanlike, taking that shot after the whistle.
You just got to have better foresight. Like, what kind of position does that now put you in? There's 51 seconds left. You don't have a lot of opportunity to deal with that, especially with the Rangers. They can easily go into this period with a tie game and get some momentum.
As Garrett tries to get Ashcroft tries to get the momentum by keeping it in, but that's quickly sent out of the zone by the Flyers. It'll be Ashcroft regrouping in his own zone. He drops that one down low. The Rangers starting the rush. Bringing it in is Garrett. Garrett lost the puck. It's on the sideboards now, though. It's sent once again outside the zone. Ashcroft forced to get it as Garrett was the attacker. He had no support on the other side. Ashcroft throws it over to Garrett. That's sent across. Over wide to Ashcroft. Looking to send it across. Balchi gets it to Garrett. A pass in front. A shot. More of a slap pass, if you will. Balchi regroups in his own zone. Now Nowakowski knocking down Balchi. A chance here for the Flyers, but that will do it for the period. 1 minute and 9 seconds left to go in the power play for the Rangers. And we'll be with you in a moment. And let's not waste any time. 1 minute and 9 seconds left in the power play for the North York Rangers. They happen to be up 2-0 in their quarterfinal series against the Don Mills Flyers, but down 1-0 in this game. They'll look to tie it up here. I'm Samuel Brzozowski, joined alongside Blake Boy Scout Hanlon.
Yeah, it's been a good game so far. The Don Mills Flyers have really grabbed this one strongly and have just taken it all the way. The Rangers still have momentum and have a power play in this one, so we'll see if they will capitalize it while they still have time, but it's been the Flyers going the entire way.
As going the other way now is Warren, and his shot is no good. A chance here for the Flyers, a breakaway. It's Carter Cowan all alone, stopped by Noling. What a moment that would have been for number 10, as it's sent the other way now by the Rangers. Smith dumps that in for Eshkak Kogan. Eshkak Kogan gets it around to Warren. Warren over to Hotleys. Hotleys gets that one down low. It's tried to be sent around. It gets by the stick of Brady Smith, and that will do it for the power play. Nearly a shorthanded goal for Carter Cowan, but no avail. It's still 1-0, Blake.
Yeah, he should have sold his shot a little bit more there. Maybe do a deke, maybe fake him like, hey, I'm going to do this, but he wanted to go 5. Whoa. What's happening here in front of the net?
That's a collision in front. And it doesn't seem like there was any purpose on that play. It's Smith jawing with Spadaccini. And it looks like Cruz D'Annunzio will be okay. That net, of course, comes off. Blake, I think if we had a nickel for every time a net came off in this series, we'd be millionaires.
Maybe not millionaires, maybe buy a can of pop in between periods, but either way, still would be a lot of money based off how many times this net has come off. In this one, I don't think there was any ill intent from Brady Smith in that one. I think just playing the puck, playing the game, and it looks like Cruz D'Annunzio is okay. So no harm done, no foul, we're good.
And the Flyers will need him to stay okay, as he has been solid for them so far. And really, this whole series, his appearances have looked good. As a fan shot from the point there, Trottier tries to throw it in front. The Rangers breaking the other way now. The Rangers with an opportunity of their own. Taking it in is Lobo. Lobo trying to get that one across. Rebound shot off the leg of Sullivan. And it's stopped by D'Annunzio. And a punch thrown there. It doesn't seem like there will be any call on the play. The refs kind of just letting them play that one out. But DiBiase, he threw a fist there.
Oh, yeah, he definitely got a glove on that one. Wow. Must have not caught the attention of the referee. And they must have missed it, but that's easily roughing or something, unsportsmanlike conduct, whatever you want to call it. But, hey, I'd be lying if I said I didn't get a few shots in there from time to time when I saw the referee wasn't looking.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Keep things competitive as long as no one gets hurt. It's all for the love of the game. As the puck is then sent down, the length of the ice, and it'll be an icing call, so it'll go back all the way over to Don Mills' zone.
Yeah, and it'll have to be Cruz D'Annunzio getting a test once more. It's been all of his action other than Carter Cowan's breakaway on shorthanded, but the Rangers have been playing very well so far, even when at even strength.
And obviously, Blake, we've noticed and noted that the special teams of the Rangers is what makes them excel, the way they cycle the puck inside the zone, but nothing doing so far in this game. It's Kiemelman bringing it in now for the Rangers. Kiemelman dumps that one down. Nowakowski out to play it, challenged by Tyler. On the side, Kiemelman couldn't get a piece of it. It goes by the stick of Burley, and it's sent down the length of the ice. Once again, let's run her back, send it back to Don Mills' zone.
Yeah, I guess we got to run it back and turn our heads to a very familiar spot in this middle frame so far. I mean, I was talking to the Flyers head coach in the middle period. I said, hey, why are you guys clearing the puck so much? Like, I know it's a part of your game, but do you see how that may not be the best strategy? He's like, hey, I'm not out there, but you know what? It gives Cruz D'Annunzio an opportunity to kind of recoup after each play. And, hey, sometimes when we're playing a tough team like the Rangers, he admitted this team is very tough to play against. Sometimes you got to clear the puck or else you're not going to get it out and you're not going to have these opportunities. So he's like, so we got to chip away. So I think chip away is kind of the mantra that the Flyers are falling off of in this one. But, hey, I'm not a fan of clearing the puck all the way down the ice and always having opportunities for the Rangers to cycle the puck around. But I didn't tell him that because I want them to have a fair opportunity to not have a analysis from Blake Hanlon.
Yeah, because that would be an absolute cheat code for every team to have a Blake Hanlon on their roster advising them on what to do.
Not in the middle of the game. You know, if I tell them in the middle of the game, like I that is a part of the outcome of the game. I don't want to be a factor in this one. I just want to call it for what it is. Maybe they can check afterwards to see what I said during the game. But I'm not a coach. I'm only a guy behind the bench.
Simply a man in the booth, and we're happy to have Blake Hanlon on our side, as that will be way offside. Sullivan trying to take that in, but obviously it won't be legal as the Rangers try to get it across, and they do, getting it over to Balchi. Balchi going for the centering pass to Smith, but that pass is no good. The Flyers breaking the other way now. Bring it in are the Flyers. That pass is sent across over to Di Natale. Di Natale's shot is stopped by Brady Noling. BK makes the stop.
BK have it your way in front there. A great save in the slot there. That was a good shot from the Flyers to have it up tight and close in that one, but a nice stop there from Noling. He knows best.
Noling knows best, as said by Blake Hanlon, as the shot from the top of the circle from Dicaro is stopped by Noling. On the sideboards, it's won by the Flyers. Dinatelli gets it across, but that's sent back out the zone. Cowan goes to chase. He's being pressured by Lobo. Lobo nearly got a piece of that one. Lobo trying to tie it down. Hotley gets rocked by Carter Cowan. Carter Cowan just laying the absolute body. Usually that's more of a Sam Gilday hit, but both 10 and 11 throw their bodies around. At the point, it's Garrett. He dumps that one back into the zone. The Flyers regain possession. They try to send it up the length of the ice, trying to hit Oleg Nievin. It pops out to Nievin, now 2-on-1. Nievin trying to get it across, but that is tipped away by the Rangers. And now Challenger coming back the other way. Challenger rips it. It just goes over the net of Cruz D'Annunzio and to the other side. And now a penalty, a delayed penalty against the Don Mills Flyers. It looks like it will be going up against Matthew Trottier. And let's see what it's for. It will be for the boarding, Blake.
Boarding on that one for sure. A good call from the referee there. The Rangers are really should capitalize on the Flyers' numerous mistakes in this one. They haven't done it quite yet, but hey, the Flyers have been taking some penalties, and that's really the only thing that I'd be hampering up against them in this game so far. They have to be a little bit more disciplined if they want to maintain this lead.
And the Rangers will have a chance to erase this lead as Challenger's kicked out of the faceoff, so Warren will take it instead. Both solid faceoff takers, so no problem for them there. As Warren wins that one back, a hits Challenger. Smith keeps it in. He throws it over to Eshwak Hogan. Back to Warren. Challenger trying to get in front over to Balchi. That's stopped by Cruz D'Annunzio. In traffic, in front, and Cruz D'Annunzio covers it up. He resets, gets the faceoff just 11 seconds into the power play, and the North York Rangers are already generating offense.
Whenever you see Cruz D'Annunzio make a series of saves in front, especially right in front of the net there, right in front of his crease, what he does is he likes to take a skate off to the side, very Marc-Andre Fleury-esque type of move there, to kind of collect his breath a little bit, kind of reset a little bit, feel like, oh, that was tough, but like, now I got to expect the next play. What's coming up next? Maybe just have a nice little thought process heading into the next play there, as don't know if Cruz D'Annunzio is getting his pad fixed or if they're fixing the net there.
I believe it's just the peg, and I mean, we've said the net's come off like 100 times, so maybe they're just doing some preemptive net maintenance, as the unit out for the Rangers will be the same. It'll be Challenger, Smith, Eshkak Hogan, Warren, and Balchi.
I mean, we've said it. I've said this before, but these arenas have to get better at the nets come playoff time. That's all I'm going to say. That's the last thing I have on these nets in this game so far.
The biggest lie we've heard on the broadcast so far, said by Blake Hanlon, as the puck is set to cross over to Balchi, as Blake and these nets have had a complicated relationship ever since day one of the season.
Oh, it's toxic for sure, but it's only one-sided. I'm just reacting to what they're providing me, and right now they're providing me with I don't even know if it's the nets. I think it might be the maintenance service of these arenas, Westwood, Scotia Pond, all over the GTA, but I guess that maybe it's a harder job than it looks, but makes the referees work a lot more, and it makes the game less exciting.
Yeah, a couple disallowed goals because of the net certainly have been a factor for the Rangers. It's Eshkak Hogan keeps that in. He sends it across, and then a pass to Lombardi is awry, but Eshkak Hogan has it at the point. Eshkak Hogan shot. Rebound in front, but Cruz D'Annunzio gets across, and he paddles it away. Tyler Challenger with it now in the corner. He gets pinned up against the board, and there will be a whistle.
Cruising down the street is Cruz D'Annunzio. Wow, he made some great saves there. I mean, wow, it's out of sight, out of mind to think that he's able to make those stops, but like it's still very hard to be able to adjust and adapt in that situation there.
That's right. And having to adjust is the Flyers and the Rangers. It'll be a 4-on-4 as it will be number 17, Ulysses Lombardi. He'll be headed to the box for a head contact penalty. You know, you said cruising down the street for Cruz D'Annunzio. If only he wore number 64, eh?
Yeah, cruising down the street in my 6'4", I believe that would be
Oleg Nievin.
You'd have to take Nievin's number, but it's not really typically a goaltender number.
Hey, he could make it a goaltender number, as the way he's been playing, any number would probably suit him, and any number would become a goaltender number, as he has been solid for the Flyers all throughout this series. It gets sent down towards his net. Spielzik sending it around to Garrett as it's sent back into the corner of the Flyers. Trottier with it. He has a long stretch pass queued up for Spadancini, but they elect not to make that pass, and it'll be an offside. Blake, a little bit of interference there from Ashcroft. Do you think that he kind of pushed him offside?
It's a tough call. I think, honestly, he could have done that there, but it doesn't even look like they'll make any note of that. I think once you make the call, you can't go back on it, obviously, because you blow the whistle dead. So, yeah, and it doesn't look like he's going to get a penalty from it, so just kind of an unfortunate play in terms of events there.
As there'll be a face-off outside the zone. Edwards can't get a piece of that. Now a 2-on-1 forming here for the Flyers. It's Balchi gets the shot across. It'll go down the boards, and now a 3-on-2 for the Flyers. A shot over to Long. Rebound. Scores! Charlie Marotta, the 86 from 86. It's Charlie Marotta picking up the second goal of the game from Nolan Long and Lincoln Edwards. The Flyers once again are up by 2.
Don't ask me what 86 square is, Sammy, because I can't tell you the answer. But what I can tell you is that is a beautiful goal from the young gun right there. They have been the factors in this game. 2 goals from your call-ups. That's definitely something you'll take with pride. Wow, the Flyers have a great lead in this one.
Yes, they do, and they'll hope to hang on to it. They were unable to do that in Game 2, and they'll have to do it in Game 3 if they want to stay alive and if they want to live to face another day. It'll be Marotta, the goal scorer, trying to take the face-off. He's pointing at his back there. You can see, hey, ref, my tape fell off. I'm supposed to be number 80, as Long is number 86. So he'll say, Long's probably going up to the ref. Hey, man, I got the assist. Marotta got the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes stuff like that happens. The referee just making sure. It's glad that there's probably discussed beforehand that they're wearing the same number, even though they try to cover up with tape. So just trying to double check and make sure that the right statistics are awarded to the right players.
As the Flyers are now on the power play.
Are they calling that offside?
I don't know what they're calling that, Blake. Perhaps a hand pass.
Hand pass, or okay. I thought for a second there they called that offside because he called it right at the point. I was like, that was definitely not offside, but it looks like there was a hand pass or a high sticking.
Yeah, certainly kept in by Cunha at the point. He came in to replace Matthew Trottier. Now the Rangers trying to get a chance there, but it was Kiemelman falling down. The Flyers, with just 45 seconds to go left in this power play, boy, would it be sweet for them to tally up a third. The Flyers bringing it into the zone. Long is down low for the opportunity for Sullivan. It's Marotta, the other 86, going to attack. Those two have been connecting well as Sullivan has it at the point. Sullivan, shot, rebound in front of Noling, but that's swallowed up by the Rangers and sent out of the zone by Simon.
Yeah, good clear on that one. Good kill. You only got 20 seconds left now to get something going. The Flyers have been playing very well, but it's the Rangers who have to kill this penalty off to not make sure the Flyers don't extend their lead.
As Nievin gets it over for Long, but it's sent down the length of the ice. But doesn't quite get there as it's out of play. So it'll be interesting to see where they put the face-off.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the face-off will be put just outside those Flyers zone right now. Actually, it'll be outside the Rangers zone. Interesting call there, but I guess that's where the initial clear took place.
Yeah, it looked like the puck landed in the visitors' box there, and it's just as we get started. There's another whistle for the offside, so just 4 seconds left in the Ulysses Lombardi head contact penalty, and you can tell he's just itching to get out there and help his team get this one back on track. Bonamo with it on the side. He sends that one out of play, and it will be a face-off inside the zone of the Rangers, no doubt.
Yeah, but now you're back at even strength. Now you got Lombardi back out there on the bench. And you have Lobo filling in for him, getting back out there with his line mates on 5-on-5 action.
Yeah, hoping to get the lines back to normal. That was always a administrative problem for my team when I played back in the day, and it'll be Challenger taking the face-off for the Rangers in his own zone, and Spadaccini taking it for the Flyers. He wins that one back to the point. Shot is just wide. Noling didn't really have to make a save there. At the sideboards right near the benches, a battle ensues. Bonimo sending that one across back to the danger area. The Rangers dropping it into the zone. Coming around the side, that's Bolchi attacking. Centering pass was nearly there for Lobo, as now the Flyers get it just to the blue line, but Jalen Lobo keeps it in. A pass across over to Lobo, but he makes a nice shot, but an even better save from Cruz D'Annunzio. The puck sent around the side. The Rangers cycling in the Flyers zone. Bolchi had a shot there. Cameron Warren with it. Warren over to Bonimo. Bonimo fires it on net, but that's tipped away. Cameron Warren trying to get the shot. He can't get it off. Bonimo battling on the sideboards, throwing some shoulders. A stick is loose. A puck is loose. Who's going to come up with it? It will be the Flyers, and a chance now for the Flyers. A shot across to Nievin. Doesn't get through. Rebound. Noling nearly forced to make an incredible save there, but that one just went wide. The Rangers now have a 5-on-3 rush, but it will be called for offside. Blake, the Flyers get away with a rough line change there.
That is probably the biggest break I've ever seen, and I've seen some Kit Kats break bigger than that. But whoa, that could have been a huge play there for the Rangers to get a goal in this one. A bad change from the Don Mills Flyers, but huge break for them in this one. That is just, I'm giggling at that because that could have been like really, really bad for them.
Yeah, Blake wasting no time to mention his favorite chocolate bar as the Flyers break it out of their own zone, dumping it in, trying to cycle it. Probably want to waste some time as the Rangers have been controlling the pace of play. It's Chris Guelli going back to play the puck. He has Spielzik across, but he elects not to make that pass. He goes up the boards instead. It's dumped in for Decaro. Decaro with Eshwa Kogan. Probably a good battle of the names there in the corner. As now the Rangers break it out of their own zone, taking it up wide. Hotley tried to get it through Owen Spielzik, but Owen Spielzik said no when Spielzik had to do that one as Decaro couldn't get a piece of it. Barfoot couldn't either. The Flyers trying to get it back into the Rangers zone, as I'm sure they will take some neutral zone play here just to dwindle that clock down as far as possible. The Rangers looking to turn this lead 2-1. It's down behind the net of the Flyers. The Flyers off the side. You see Barada. He finally changed that number from 86 to 80. Easier to read for the refs, easier to read for us. As Eshwa Kogan circles it back to Barfoot. At the point for Ashcroft. Ashcroft to Eshwa Kogan. Eshwa Kogan shot. Saved by Cruz D'Annunzio. D'Annunzio loves to make those uber athletic saves.
You know what? I mentioned it earlier just by how he presents himself in between whistles and how he goes over to the sideboards. But those type of saves and those kind of desperation-like moves there, it's very reminiscent of Marc-Andre Fleury. If you remember the most iconic one, that game-saving stop he had the year the Penguins won their first cup in 2009, he's made a couple of those now, and it kind of makes me think that he is that type of goaltender that can make those athletic plays.
Perhaps we have the new era of a hyphenated last name.
True.
Andre Fleury, Cruz D'Annunzio.
Maybe that is the reason why he looks up to him. Maybe that's why he's kind of implemented that kind of play style in his game. But it's a good goalie to model, as Marc-Andre Fleury is one of the greatest goaltenders of all time.
Certainly one of the greatest goaltenders of all time. Perhaps Cruz D'Annunzio will change his number from 31 to 29 in his heyday. But maybe he looks up to one of your favorite goaltenders, Carey Price.
Carey Price is also another one who a lot of goalies around this age look up to as they grew up to around this time that Price was at his peak, but definitely some great goalies to model your game after.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of these players model their game after elite players that we've seen in the NHL, the OHL, and more. Of course, speaking of the OHL, we haven't really mentioned how, of course, these teams want to win, but the players also have their own significant stake in that. As the further they go, the more eyes are on them for the OHL priority selection draft.
Yeah, and there's also the whole OHL Cup that happens after each league plays their seasons out. So to qualify for that in this tournament as well, is that also at the stake, as you'll have more ice time and more coverage for your play to be put on display to get drafted in the Ontario Hockey League.
And I know for one that this game has been so exciting to watch, and a lot of these players would make any OHL team, any CHL team, any Junior A team happy with their skill. As Murata, he loses that one, but he regains possession at the blue. Now with it is Cowan. Cowan breaking into the zone. Cowan can't drop that one in time, but a dangerous chance there from Murata to Cowan. A big hit laid at neutral ice. And now the Flyers with a chance. A break now, but losing the puck was Cowan. Cowan breaking towards the net. Cutting across was Noling. A weird angle save, but he got a piece of that one on the side. Blake, do you think he overreacted moving from post to post on that save?
Luckily, but it didn't bite him by any means. If that shot was a little bit more wide towards the post, that could have gone in the net easily. Didn't really give up a lot. Did try to maybe broke off the angle, but he kind of went too far.
As Cunha has a chance, he rips that one. Stopped by Noling. Noling says,
no.
Really good. We did that with no practice, folks, as it'll be a face-off inside the zone of the Rangers. A couple grade A chances from the Flyers late in this second period. Just 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go.
Yeah, Nolan really recovered on that last one. He maybe thought, hey, I overreacted on that one, but that one he just kind of stood his ground and just let the puck come to him and swallowed it up in his chest.
As the puck is sent around the sideboards, the Rangers with a chance of their own forming. A 3-on-2 opportunity. Hotley circling back, but the refs, they decide to call that one offside.
Yeah, a little bit of a late call there. Could have made that a pass or a second or two earlier. But that puck will be called or will be faced off just outside the zone now, as the Rangers are trying to get one goal before this period ends.
As the puck is sent out to the point, the Rangers dump that one back in. It's Charlie Hotley's. He throws it over to Kiemelman behind the net. Kiemelman, he has Challenger, but doesn't get it over in time. Goes over back to Ashcroft. Ashcroft misses the pass to Hotley's. Can't get a piece of it. Long. He loses it, so the Rangers regain possession in the neutral zone. Nievin now attacking, but Eshkov-Kogan gets it just in time. Eshkov-Kogan dumps that in. He evades the hit from Di Natale. A pass onside on the boards. Ashcroft keeps it in, but gets rocked at the blue line by Di Natale.
Rock'em sock'em hockey is the best kind of hockey for physicality, and that is what we want to see out there. That is the type of hockey that we're all looking for. Gets me going.
Yeah, and Blake, it puts a smile to your face as Nievin with a chance there in front, but nothing doing as Carter Owens feels it can't keep it in the zone. Bulchy with it now. Smith gets the shot. That's stopped. Barfoot rebound. He doesn't get that one on net. It looks like Long is in some considerable pain, but they get it out of the zone. Di Natale responding to that hit. Cunha is challenging for the Don Mills Flyers as the Rangers start the breakout. A line change here from the Flyers. Some tired legs on the ice. As now behind the net with it are the Rangers. A battle behind and a centering pass just misses the mark. The Flyers get a lucky break. They dump it into the zone and have a break out of their own. It's a battle in the corner now. A battle behind the net, and it's Barfoot that comes up with it. He sends that over to Challenger. Challenger with it on the sideboards. To Smith. Lots of sticks and bodies flying. It's like a yard sale out here as Nowakowski dumps that back into the zone. 33 seconds ago in this second frame. An awkward almost collision there for Nowakowski and Warren, but luckily Nowakowski just evades that one. It's Romeo DiBiase back on for the Rangers. He has it behind the net. One more chance here for the Rangers to get something done in this second period as that pass is sent across to Cameron Warren. Cameron Warren cutting towards the net, toe drag, and it will be called end of period. Pardon me, it'll be called for the offside. 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, just a little offside there on this one. Seems to be the Rangers have been getting caught offside quite frequently in this one, missing a lot of opportunities on the rush.
Yes, certainly Warren was coming in with some speed. As Blake, that'll do it for the second period. I, for one, am anxiously awaiting the third, but maybe I spoke too soon. It'll be called for an icing. I think I'm just so ready to watch this third period of hockey. I just can't wait to call it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it as well. I'm excited to call potentially the first win of the Flyers for this series, but I think this third period is going to be the best one coming up yet. The closeout period could either be the Flyers going home or the Flyers getting back in the series.
And that period will start momentarily. It's time for some third period hockey between the Don Mills Flyers and the North York Rangers. Can the Don Mills Flyers hold on to their lead and force Game 4, or will the Rangers come back, sending the Flyers home and going to golf? I'm Sammy Rozovsky, joined alongside Blake Boy Scout Hanlon.
Time is of the essence for the Rangers. They got to get 2 goals in this third period right now. But it's the Flyers who want to hold on and hold their season on by the tip of their fingertips. That is, as they got to stay alive in this game. They want to stay alive in the series.
As they'll look to stay alive, and doing that would be a hard task against the Rangers, who have been so offensively sound, but haven't been able to find their stride in this game so far. We saw Murata scoring a goal earlier in this game, and what a goal that was to make it 2-0. Lincoln Edwards, the other call-up, the other U15, the young man will likely be a solid foundational player for this Flyers roster in the future. As Challenger breaks it in for the Rangers. Challenger tries to get that one to the back of Lobo's stick, but it doesn't get there. It's sent down the ice. It'll be an icing. Challenger we've talked a lot about. But Jalen Lobo, he's also been a factor for the North York Rangers, hasn't he, Blake?
Absolutely. Jalen Lobo is a phenomenal player, and he's kind of played a supplementary piece to their superstars out there on the ice, but it's still noticed by many. Jalen Lobo is certainly a guy that you want to have on your team to kind of pave the way for your superstars.
And some insightful alliteration from Blake Hanlon, as always, as Nowakowski tries to get it out of the zone of the Flyers. He can't, but he is aided. It hits off of Burley's stick, and it'll be a face-off outside the zone of Don Mills.
Yeah, Don Mills really has to keep their pressure alive here in this one. You can't let the Rangers get any form of energy in this one, because one goal or any sort of momentum can then lead to a 15 minutes, and 15 minutes is a long time to score 2 goals.
As 2 goals have been scored by the Flyers, we saw the number 2 goal scored by the one with the tape on his sweater. That was Murata, who put it home. And 71 with it now. That's Lincoln Edwards, as a shot from Murata is sent off the blocker of Noling. Those two have combined for the efforts for Don Mills so far. What an addition they've been, as Noling is knocked over behind his net. A collision in the corner, and the physicality really ramping up here.
Absolutely, especially when Nolan comes out in front of the net there. You're kind of, at that point, you become kind of a skater out there. You can't just have the puck with you on that one. So a good job to try to get a stick around him that ended up tripping him a little bit. But, hey, when you come out of your crease, you're a skater.
As Spadaccini takes it down low. Behind the net now with it. He gets knocked up against the boards. The Flyers going for a bit of a change. It's sent out to neutral ice. It's taking it in the zone is Gueli. Gueli, he shoots that one across. Gueli, he's racing back to get back on the back check. Barfoot with it. Barfoot, he collides with Gueli. Gueli sends that one over. A chance here now for the Flyers, trying to get it past in front towards the net, but it's blocked by Garrett. Garrett's big frame gets ahead of that one. Trottier with the shot. He tried to get that one down low. He's supported by Gueli at the point. Sending Gueli back in was Trottier. Gueli in front. He can't get a stick on it. And he cross-checks his man in front, and an arm up near the net. It'll be sent down the length of the ice. It'll be an icing, but it also will be a penalty going to Chris Gueli, and he will be going for the cross-check.
Shaking his head at that one, wondering why he got the penalty. But I mean, he did cross-check him. That is a fact, even though it is a little bit of a soft call. It was right in front of the referee. You got to be disciplined in those situations. If you're going to commit a penalty, maybe do it when no one's watching.
Yeah, and Blake, you just simply can't do that, can you?
You can't do that. That's a 2-minute penalty there for cross-checking.
That's as simple as it gets. I mean, that was always the worst thing to hear from a ref because that's when you knew you got the penalty, when they just said, hey, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that, unfortunately. Just take a moment to think about that in the sin bin.
As Long wins that one back, and the Flyers will dump it into the zone. Another power play opportunity for the Rangers. The Rangers have been unable to get anything going on the power play so far, as on the man of advantage, they're usually very solid, but they just haven't been able to turn it home. I mean, they've generated the chances. What can they do to finally put one past CD?
He's got to get cycling, and that play will hopefully come for them.
As Challenger gets a shot, but that shot wasn't all of his effort, and it's stopped by CD in front of the net. It looks like Challenger was shooting a little cross-body, maybe didn't get all his power.
No, definitely did not get all his power. It's hard to follow through on that by the way you have the puck on your stick there. But the Rangers, yeah, they have to get back to their old ways if they want to get a goal in this one. But give credit where credit's due, especially on the penalty kill. The Flyers kind of treat the even strength as a penalty kill sometimes, clearing the puck a lot. So clearing the puck is no issue for them.
As an issue for you, Blake, may turn up as the net becomes dislodged once again.
I didn't even see it this time. It was so subtle, but those subtle plays, just they tack up. They tack up for sure, and it's a little annoying. If I'm annoyed, I can't imagine how the coaches and players feel. Like it's really annoying to have that happen mid-game. It puts a halt in play and it ruins opportunities.
As Lombardi will try to get the opportunity once again, but that's a good face-off win by Spadaccini with the full jersey tuck. You got to admire the style on that. As Ashcroft sends it over to Garrett. Garrett's shot hits off a leg. Cowan tries to get that one out. A collision in front there. And it looks like there'll either be a call here. There looked to be a lot of head contact. A man is down. It looks like Balchi as Ashcroft is being shoved around by Cowan. We'll look to see if it'll be a 5-on-3 here for the Rangers.
I think it will be there. I think that's Spadaccini going off there. I think it was Cowan who might have thrown the hit there. That was straight, like, that's interference. He just came out of nowhere, just went for the head. What was he thinking? I think it's Spadaccini who's going to get called off there, but what?
And now a dangerous opportunity for the Rangers. They'll have a 59-second 5-on-3. This is one of the teams that you certainly do not want to let have a 5-on-3 against you. The Flyers, luckily for them, they kill a couple seconds, sending it out of their own zone. You'll wonder how they play this one positionally. We haven't seen a 5-on-3 yet this series, but we have seen a 4-on-3 as it's sent around over to Smith. Smith with it at the top of the circle. Smith taking his time, sending it over to Eshkak-Hogan. Eshkak-Hogan taking it up to the blue line. Eshkak-Hogan fires. It hits off the blocker of CD. Eshkak-Hogan gets it across to Brady Smith. Stretching to make the save was Cruz D'Annunzio, and Brady Smith once again left open. I mean, on this one, 5-on-3, you got to leave somebody open. But Brady Smith fires it once again. Bringing it into the zone is Tyler Challenger. Challenger dropping it for Brady Smith. Brady Smith, he cuts towards the middle, throwing it in front for Challenger, but Challenger doesn't get enough on it. Warren down low. Warren down low with it, throwing it over to Brady Smith. Brady Smith, shot there, is stopped in front and tipped out by Sullivan. Sullivan's taken down in front of the net by Eshkak-Hogan, and that will do it for one penalty. It's a 5-on-4 power play here for the Rangers now. Warren sends that one over to Hotley's. Hotley's shot pops out, a rebound back to Warren. Warren, he has Eshkak-Hogan. He elects to shoot it over to Challenger. Rebound in front, traffic. And it looks like Cruz D'Annunzio trying to get a glove on it, and he does, and he'll do nothing but just reset, not try to make the pass, and it'll be a line change surely for the Rangers.
It's truly been a team effort game from the Don Mills Flyers, but their MVP in this one has been their goaltender, Cruz D'Annunzio. He has been solid. He's the backbone of this team in this series so far. Even in their losing efforts, he has given them a chance, and it's been the young guns who've given them also a chance offensively, but it's been Cruz D'Annunzio that's played the most valuable role.
As the faceoff outside the zone leads to a chance for Cowan. Cowan on another break towards Noling. Noling makes the stop, and he makes it look easy. That's Carter Cowan's second mini breakaway of the game. Unable to put home the first and unable to get a real high percentage shot on the second. But Cowan, he's been making interceptions all game long, creating chances, and a shorthanded opportunity there for the Flyers once again.
Yeah, that was a nice play there by Garrett to shut down Cowan on the breakaway. Used his stick and really played the puck on that one. Really shut down Cowan from making a move and making a crafty play up in front of Noling.
As Balchi dumps that one into the zone, Lobo unable to make a crafty play and keep it on the blue line, as now there's a battle on the sideboards. Lombardi goes to help out. That one squeaks out near Garrett. Garrett getting a piece of it, trying to dump it back in, but that's sent right back over to Noling. The penalty is over thanks to Noling. He let us know before we could even see the bench. As tapping it in now for Lombardi. Lombardi. He loses it at the blue line, but they recover. It's Balchi breaking towards the net. Balchi, one hand on the stick. He circles back. Balchi to Ashcroft. Ashcroft, shot from the point. Saved by Cruz D'Annunzio in a battle in front, but D'Annunzio, he'll club that one, and nothing doing for the Rangers. They will get another face-off, and it looks like it'll be outside the zone once again. So we were a little confused at that earlier play when the play came outside, but I believe the ref is saying whenever there's kind of that funny business in front of the net, they're going to take it outside.
Yeah, and it's going to be the Rangers who kind of start that because they're the one crashing the net after the play. So it's going to be kind of not a penalty, but it is going to be a punishment for them for doing that and starting out with the Flyers. The Flyers, they're just playing defense, trying to like protect their goalie when they crash the net on that after the whistle.
Definitely a disadvantage for the Rangers after that one, as Bonamo gets that one across. Challenger in the corner. Bonamo battling behind the net. We see some pushing and shoving. Challenger with it at the sideboard. Challenger is pressured on the side. No call, as Bonamo was really letting them have it behind the net. It's dumped back in on net by Bonamo. Bonamo crashing as Kiemelman has it in the corner. Some pushing and shoving. We see Kiemelman kind of give Trottier a cross-check there. It's Bonamo lying on it, and when is the whistle going to blow? There it is, finally. I wonder where the face-off will be, Blake.
What was that? Bonamo was... Like, he literally committed a penalty on the other end, cross-checking, roughing up the Rangers forward, and then he just sits on the puck after the rush. What kind of hockey is this? Why wasn't there a call against Bonomo earlier on in the play, and why was that blown dead earlier? Referees, come on. They really want the Rangers to get back in this game in this one. I'm not a fan of that. I want the Flyers and Rangers to have a fair game.
As it's dumped back into the zone of the Flyers behind the net. Around CD. Morin with it behind the net. He gets it over to Balchi. The Flyers regain possession. That goes high off the glass. Bonamo keeps that one in front of him. Getting a piece of it was Nowakowski momentarily as an inopportune line change there. It looked like Warren had some helmet issues. They're trying to get it back in. Bonamo just throwing some elbows there.
He's going to get a penalty soon. I guarantee you.
As it's sent down the ice by the Flyers. Bonamo known for using his big stick. And a chance in front for Nowakowski. He's taken down. No call there. He didn't really get the shot off as Edwards sends it around. Burley with it. Matthew Burley taking it into the zone. He dumps it in for Brady Smith. The puck is played by Cruz D'Annunzio, but there will be an arm up. Are they calling that an icing?
I think they're calling it an icing, yeah.
Even though Cruz D'Annunzio came out of the net to play that one.
I mean, maybe the whistle was drawn before he got a stick on that one, so they'll just elect to bring it the other way into the other end.
Now a chance here for the Flyers as there is a scramble for the faceoff. Who will come up with it? It will be Tyler Challenger. Tyler Challenger taking it up wide. Challenger breaking towards the net. Challenger running into Cruz D'Annunzio, and the helmet comes off. Tyler Challenger gets shoved. Now Gueli getting involved, pushing and shoving in front of the net. Gueli with the punch there, a scrum, and the refs have some math to do. I don't know how this is going to come out, but I'm sure Challenger will be getting a goalie interference penalty on that play. That's the second time Cruz D'Annunzio has been bowled over. The first time, of course, that his helmet came off. So Gueli, we see him going to the box. That's one for sure. Challenger, he's also going to the box.
That penalty was long overdue for the Rangers. They have been playing rather dirty in this last couple of minutes or so. I understand Challenger's a great player and he's going to use his speed to charge the net. But that's one too many times where he's run into Cruz D'Annunzio. That is terrible from there. You see Cruz D'Annunzio, his helmet came off. That is just, you got to have some spatial awareness out there on the ice. I understand you're trying to score. Stuff like that happens and you run into the goaltender. But hey, sometimes you got to be aware of your own speed, and you're going to be costly. It's going to be costly on that. Now you face a penalty. Now you have your best player off the ice. I really hope Cruz D'Annunzio is good in this one. He looks to be shaken up, that is.
Yeah, the trainer out there having a discussion with him. You never want to see contact on the head. The helmet came pop up. I'm sure the coaches are telling Kyle Kowalski, get ready because you might be going into this game. Nolan Long going to discuss with the ref what's going on, as I'm sure Rodder's talking with the team. Unsure what is going to happen here. I bet both teams kind of treating this as a mini timeout.
It looks like there's another one going over to the Rangers box there as well. There's 3 blue shirts in there.
Yeah, so we know we have Tyler Challenger in the box, of course, and Jackson Kiemelman will be getting the roughing penalty. So I'm not sure who will be.
I thought I saw DeBossi go over to join his teammates in the box over there, but I think they're just going to get clarification in this one. It is rather, although I am very against the Rangers on that play there, and they've deserved a penalty in the last couple of minutes or so, I don't think it should be a 3 penalty versus 1 in that situation, because the Flyers did kind of rough them up afterwards. And it looks like there actually will be a 5-minute penalty on the play.
Yeah, so the 5-minute penalty will likely be assessed to number 84, Tyler Challenger, for the goalie interference plus the rough. I don't know if that'll be just a major or a game misconduct, as it looks like Cruz D'Annunzio will hopefully be back in this game. He's doing his normal little cycle, and that has to be a good sign for the Flyers and for Marcus Cruz D'Annunzio.
The net's still off.
The net is still off. Of course, that's the thing Blake Hanlon notices. Already going back on your promise to not mention this again.
He's fine, and I'm glad he is. He's a great goaltender, but the net did come off on that play there. But it is really tough, especially with the flying Tyler Challenger. But it only took them until now to fix it. But I guess they want to cramp their style. Looks like Challenger. Is that a game misconduct for him? Get him out. No, I'm just joking. But we'll see if that's the call here.
As Challenger is just having a discussion with the ref and the coach, and Challenger coming out of the box, I mean, that does point to him being assessed with a game misconduct.
Yeah, we'll see if that's the play here. He's coming out of the box, and maybe they assessed it to DeBossi instead, but if that's for goaltender interference, it has to be Challenger. He's the one who carried the puck up there.
Yeah, so we'll see if Challenger comes back on the ice there. We don't really have a line with the referees, so folks, your guess is as good as ours, but we'll try to figure out as soon as possible what is going on with this play. And a lot of discussion here from the refs. I feel like this got to be hard for the players to kind of take that long of a break and then get back into game mode. I mean, 6.5 minutes left. We're in crunch time, and they've been on timeout for quite some time.
Yeah, now they got to go explain to the Flyers of what's happening, explain it to their coaches. But you know what's good for them? It's good for Cruz D'Annunzio, who got roughed up there. Now he can kind of take this time to recuperate, get back his senses, and get in this game once more.
And Blake, I don't see Tyler Challenger out on the bench, so it looks like he caught our blind spot, and he will be done for the game. Certainly a huge loss for the Rangers. And now a long 5-minute power play for the Don Mills Flyers. This could be the icing moment for them. It's been a long break for the Don Mills Flyers to try to get back into game speed. Blake, I'm sure you experienced those kind of plays before. We had to wait a long time, due to net issues, of course, you're familiar with, and glass issues. How do you kind of get back into the zone after that?
You just kind of, during that time when you're off, especially if you're a goaltender, if it's for me, I used to just skate around a little bit, get my legs moving. I mean, I stay in the crease for most of the entire game, so I like to explore, embrace the ice, embrace nature a little bit out there, and kind of find my footing, just keep loose. And the players got to do that too, unless you're on the bench. If you're on the bench, kind of just jump around a little bit, stay loose, stay mobile.
Trying to be one with the environment as Murata goes for the wraparound, but Brady Smith gets the loose puck. He dumps it out of the zone. 4 minutes and just over left in this power play. Murata getting it on the sideboards, but a battle with Brady Smith. It pops out over to Cunha. Cunha gets that one across. Shot in front over to Murata. Murata can't get the piece in time to put that one past Noling. Down low, the Flyers have it. He throws it over to Sullivan. Sullivan gets that one over to Long. That one goes down low. Cunha is also down low. Murata, he sends that one back to Long. Long to Sullivan. Sullivan back to Long. Long over to Murata. Murata at the circle now. Murata, he's dancing around. Murata, he has it at the blue. Murata at the top of the circle, throwing it over down low. Back to Murata. Murata down low for Edwards once again. Cunha throws it over to Nolan Long. Don Mills not really forcing a shot here, just trying to move it around as much as possible as Murata will bring it back into the zone. He'll use Lincoln Edwards to do so as Edwards cuts towards the net, getting it deep. He'll pressure Jack Simon as Simon tries to get that one out. He does, but getting a piece of it was Edwards, so he slowed it down. Michael Cunha breaking in, trying to get by Jack Simon. He tries to take that one wide. Carter Cowan, the breakaway specialist today, he gets a piece of it. Trottier at the line now. Trottier gets that one across. The puck on the side, shot there, hits off Nolan and sent into the corner. Cowan gets it across. Nolan Long back in his quarterback position. He hits Trottier. Trottier goes for the shot, just misses wide. It got past the pad of Brady Nolan, but not onto the net. Down low. With it back again is Long. Long for Trottier. Trottier, he sends that one down low. Some good cycling here from the Flyers. It goes down behind the net over to Cunha. Cunha gets rocked by Ashcroft, but he gets the puck once again. Cunha goes for the centering pass in front. Nolan gets a piece of it, and the Rangers try to get it out, but it's kept in by, I believe that was Nievin. Yes, sorry, it was Nievin on the side that kept that one in, and he keeps it in again at the blue line. He sends it over to Carter Cowan. Cowan with it at the side of the circle. He finds Trottier. Trottier for Cowan. Cowan can't get a piece of it. He gets rocked by Simon in the corner. Cunha trying to play it, and finally the Rangers get it out of the zone. They can catch their breath, and Blake, so can I.
You can catch your breath, but gotta get back to normal blood speed right there. Wow, it's flowing in my body right now. This game is intense right now. The Flyers, if they get one more, that is a guaranteed win in this one, I think, for them. But they got to hold on, keep it going, keep pumping. There's still a minute 20 left on this power play. A goal would seal the deal.
They would seal the deal and just kill some time if they can just hold on to the puck for at least another minute and 13 seconds as Murata has it behind the net. Murata getting it out of the zone for the Flyers as Lincoln Edwards sends that one way up the ice. It's Eshkot Kogan defending. Circling back was Long. Long, he has his other 86. He elects to pass it down low. In front to Edwards. It doesn't get through. Rebound is stopped by Brady Nolan. I don't know if it was his pad or the post that got the bulk of that, but nonetheless, it didn't go in. As the Rangers now break it the other way. 45 seconds left to go in the penalty, and that will certainly be offside. Lobo not happy with that one.
Nolan didn't know where that puck was on the last play. He was looking the other way where he stuck his leg out. I don't know if it got the post or the puck or the pad like you said, but he was looking the opposite way. So it is going to be the luck of Brady Nolan that keeps this one still at 2-0.
And 2-0 it will remain thanks to a whole mess of variables in the Rangers defense. Edwards almost picked up one. Cowan almost picked up one, and it'll be Jacob Bolche looking to pick up one for the Rangers and flatten the lead. He gets it at the sideboards. He's being battled by the Flyers, not with much help as the Rangers staying back, staying cautious. Bolche doing a great job battling 3 Don Mills Flyers and kept it in for some considerable time. A 3-on-2 now for Don Mills. Cowan with it. Cowan trying to get that one across, but a whistle will blow. 15-second mark in the power play. Nearly here, and it'll be offside.
Yeah, then after this power play, they only have a little bit, like 1 minute and 45 seconds to really generate something. So the Rangers, they are going to be pressed up against the wall in this one, and the Flyers will just look to contain them, but it looks like all roads lead home for a Flyers victory.
And you heard it here first. All roads may lead to a Flyers victory, but the Rangers have 1 minute and 46 seconds to change that. The Flyers, with 5 seconds left to go in this penalty, or power play, I should say, got nothing done but killed some very, very valuable time. As the Rangers have it in their own zone, once again, back to even strength. It'll be the Rangers looking to get a rush here. Brady Smith coming on. He replaced Kiemelman in the box, and it'll be sent down the length of the ice for an icing. 1 minute and 22 seconds to go. And the Flyers will be calling a timeout. You saw the head coach do a nice strong T there. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's ambitious, and I think that's with authority, and he will look to impose his authority to craft up a nice set play here on off the face-off. I mean, like I said, third goal would spill his blood in the water for the Rangers. That is, a 3-goal lead would kind of put this one away. So he wants to take my words and put it into existence, even though he definitely didn't hear me say it. But the Rangers, they are also going to use this time to craft a play up their own, win the face-off, maybe go in transition here, get one. One can lead to something. They're a team that comes up with goals in the span of a couple seconds, as they have some great players on their team.
Yes, they do. It's a wonder who will be out there. Obviously, without Tyler Challenger, he was assessed a 5-minute and a game misconduct earlier in this period. Garrett, Warren, DiBiase, and Kiemelman will be sent out with Jacob Balchi. Some discussion with the players here. The Flyers most certainly will be sending out a top unit as well, as they are really milking the last bit of this timeout. Nolan Long heading over. It'll also be Nowakowski. It'll be Gilday. And it'll be Nievin as well. They're looking to get some size. The Rangers breaking it in. Kiemelman with it. The Rangers will likely be pulling their goalie soon, and they do, as they have a chance now. With it now in the corner. Brady Smith over to Garrett. DiBiase at the point. DiBiase over to Garrett. Garrett shot in front. Rebound. Traffic. Scores! Gentlemen, we have ourselves a game and we have ourselves a scrum. I think it was Cameron Warren that picked up the goal. It's 2-1 with 50 seconds to go.
Rangers have a minute to get the equalizer, but that's definitely something to be happy about. If they can continue to keep this momentum going with only a minute left, that could definitely tie it up. But the Flyers, they look like they're kind of sad after that goal, but you still have the lead. Only a minute to kill off left. You saw Cruz D'Annunzio fall down and kind of take a while to get up there. Kind of unfortunate goal, a little bit of a garbage goal, but it's still in the benefit for the Flyers in this one. 1 minute, kill it off. Let's extend this series further.
For Cruz D'Annunzio, he'll hope that was the Cruz 1-0 goal that he'll let in, as there's only 56 seconds left in this game. Blake hated that pun. I can see him shaking his head from here, as the Rangers, with under a minute left to go with this rush. A collision there between Brady Noling and the attacking player for the Rangers. I believe that was Kiemelman. Pardon me, that was Warren in front. Behind the net now with it are the Rangers. Balchi gets that one across. It's Garrett with it. He throws it over to Smith. Centering pass in front. Hits off of Kiemelman and on to CD. Smith falling in the corner. Smith, that can be detrimental, as there's a battle in the corner. A battle with just 18 seconds left to go. 12 seconds left to go. 10, 9, 8, and time is dwindling down here for the Rangers. Can the Flyers hold on? And they'll hold this one against the boards. No player's going to like that. Some pushing and shoving as a scrum ends this game. And Balchi heading back to his bench. Long not liking that one. But regardless, that will do it. Let's get it back to the booth. The North York Rangers, they could not taste sweet victory in this one. Instead, it is the Don Mills Flyers taking the W and taking this series to Game 4. I'm Sammy Brzezowski, joined alongside Simon Hendricks.
Yeah, what an impressive game for the Flyers. And like we said in the pregame show, this was the North York Rangers' game to lose. And really, I don't think they stepped up at all. I think they did lose this game more than the Flyers won this game, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying.
That's right. Their offense, it couldn't get going. But, I mean, the goaltender between the pipes for the Don Mills Flyers, he made sure of that.
Oh, my gosh. He was incredible. And that is why he is getting my first star of the game. He faced so many shots and was able to keep the Flyers in this game. And just, it really felt like there was a certain point when the Rangers were just peppering him with shots that it just seemed like, yep, nothing's getting by me today. I'm going to have a fantastic game.
Yeah, made the hard shots look easy. But it wasn't just Marcus Cruz D'Annunzio that looked strong. It was the offense of the Don Mills Flyers as well.
Yeah, Lincoln Edwards, he was very impressive. He had a goal and an assist. The game-winning goal as well. He was really able to place his impact on this game. And, just a crafty skill set that he has. He was able to dangle some defenders, get by the corners pretty easily, and just set up himself and his teammates at another level that we expect in the playoffs. And Nolan Long as well got 2 assists in this one, really able to utilize his speed and his, was able to use his size, his smaller frame to his advantage by, like I said before, evading the corners, getting to the front of the net more easily and more effectively, and creating rush chances that other players just wouldn't be able to create. So those 3 players are my 3 stars of the game.
Well, that's right. It was Nolan Long not coming up short against the North York Rangers. We'll see if the Flyers and Long can continue that going into Game 4. Nice move there from the Oreo. Toe drag, shoots, scores!